Good Monday, everyone. Thanks for stopping by. Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, providing superior forecasting for the northern mid-Atlantic region 24 hours a day. I'm forecaster Robert Smith on this final Monday of the month of August, August 25th, 2014. It's a beautiful shot this morning from a couple of people on Twitter. This is Wildwood Crest, New Jersey, as the sun is coming up this morning. Just absolutely gorgeous with a few scattered lower cumulus clouds. And as the sun's coming up, here we can see bright sunshine and beautiful oceanfront here at Wildwood Crest this morning. New Jersey and New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area surface analysis map this morning shows mostly clear skies. Lots of sunshine across the region this morning. Temperatures a little chilly in the upper 50s to the low and mid 60s around the region this morning. Some mid 50s, mid 60s here in the Delmarva Peninsula in southwestern New Jersey. And it's just a gorgeous day with a light north to northwest flow across the region. Dew points are very comfortable too. They range anywhere from the upper 50s in the Pocono regions and also in the Catskills and interior portions of Connecticut, and they're right around 60 or so around the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area, and in the upper 50s to around 60 everywhere else, and that's very comfortable air. Get right to the pollen this morning. It's on the high side at 9.6. It's going to be on the high side Tuesday, Wednesday, Thursday, and Friday as a result of ragweed, chenopod's, and nettle. A couple of watches, warnings, and advisories here for southern New Jersey and the Delmarva coastal waters. Here we have a small craft advisory in effect until 6 p.m. this evening for northeast winds at 5 to 15 knots, gust up to 20 knots, and seas 4 to 6 feet. And for the surf zone today for the New Jersey and Delaware beaches, here we have a high rip current risk in effect through this evening. Sunshine today, temperatures in the upper 70s, northeast winds at around 10, becoming east in the afternoon, surf around 3 feet. With a swell of about 8 seconds. Surf temperature is quite comfortable in the middle 70s. EVI index is high today. Sunscreen is a must. And high surf and large swells producing dangerous pounding surf and rip currents at the beaches today. These rip currents will be life-threatening to anyone who enters the surf. Anyone visiting the beaches today should stay out of the surf. There's no lightning threat for today. And the same thing for the Delaware beaches as well. Basically sunshine today, temperatures in the upper 70s, water temperature around 73, UVI index is high, and surf will be high as well. Next high tide at Rehoboth Beach is at 8:12 this morning, and again at 8:36 this evening. And the next high tide at Atlantic City just passed 2 at 8:06 this morning, and high tide again at 8:16 this evening. And here's the latest from the tropics this morning. We have Tropical Storm Cristobal. It's not doing too much, still has sustained winds at around 60 miles an hour. Minimum central pressure is 994. Located about 22.7 north, 72.8 west. Movement towards microphone problems again. This is something one of the models several of the models have been indicating, and now the National Hurricane Center picking up on this. This is a tropical wave about 1,100 miles west-southwest of the Cape Verde Islands, producing disorganized showers and thunderstorms, and conditions do appear to be favorable for development during the next few days, but could become more conducive by the end of the week while this system moves west to the west-northwest at about 15 miles per hour. Chances of this becoming tropically named any time within the next 48 hours is about 0%, but within the next 5 days, there's about a 30% chance, a medium percent chance of this becoming a named tropical system. Here's the latest 8 a.m. 5-day cone from the National Hurricane Center on Cristobal, remaining well out into the ocean here, but surf and swells from this hurricane will continue to pound the coastal waters by the middle part of the week. So that's why the rip current risk will become high and probably be maintained on that level for the next several days during this week. And then by Friday morning, upper air trough will swing through the region and swing this further out into the northwestern Atlantic. And as of 8 a.m. this morning, there is a tropical storm warning in effect for the central Bahamas, also including Cat Island, the Exumas, the Long Island, Rum Cay, and San Salvador. Interest in Bermuda should also monitor the progress of Cristobal. The storm information specific to your area. As of 8 a.m. this morning, the aircraft reconnaissance plane to be near latitude 24.7 north, longitude 72.8 west. Cristobal moving toward the north at about 3 miles an hour, return toward the north-northeast at a slightly faster forward speed expected later today. A north to northwest or northeast motion with a further increase in forward speed expected on Tuesday. And on the forecast track, the center of Cristobal forecast to move away from the Bahamas through tonight. Reports from the Air Force reconnaissance plane indicated sustained winds have increased to around 60 miles per hour with some higher gusts, and Cristobal could become a hurricane in a couple of days. Tropical storm force winds extend outward to about 140 miles, primarily to the east of the center. Rainfall rates now of 4 to 8 inches over the Turks and Caicos Islands, as well as portions of southeastern and central Bahamas through Tuesday, with isolated amounts of around 12 inches possible. Tropical storm conditions could still occur over portions of the warned area through this morning. Strong gusty winds are also possible over portions of southeastern Bahamas and the Turks and Caicos Islands this morning. Beautiful visible satellite view this morning with just some clouds right around the tops of the mountain ridges here, as shown by the visible satellite this morning across Pennsylvania. And it's a gorgeous morning, downsloping flow, lots of dry air in place in the mid and upper levels of the atmosphere, and it's gorgeous outside. Absolutely clear skies across the New Jersey, New York, Philadelphia metropolitan area. Water vapor shows the reason for this with the blacks and the reds. That's sinking air, and that is beautiful indeed. Wide-scale Google Earthing streamlined analysis this morning shows Cristobal here, nearing the Caicos and Turcos Islands in the Bahamas, producing quite a bit of rainfall across this region. Meanwhile, we have a high-pressure cell right over the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area with sinking air and lots of sunshine. We have a north to northeast flow of air, basically north and northwest now. This will slide east, and winds will become a little bit more onshore during the next couple of days or so. And that will also mean comfortable weather conditions for the New Jersey, New York City metropolitan area. We have a cold front with an upper low here across the Canadian prairies here, and this cold front will be dragging through the metropolitan area by Wednesday night with a few scattered showers and even a thunderstorm possible through the area. And then we wait for Cristobal, and this trough here and cold front will help to deflect the storm system Cristobal out into the Atlantic away from the region, but winds and surf from this storm system here will affect the regions all the way along the coastal areas, especially up towards the mid-Atlantic coast states and the New England coastal states by the mid to the later part of the week. Morning surface chart from weatherono.com and Digital Atmosphere Software shows the high pressure ridge right on top of central New York and the northern mid-Atlantic region with a light and variable northwesterly flowed up across the region, and that is producing some rain across the upper Midwest and the Great Lakes today. And this cold front will be slow to move into the region, probably not passing through until Wednesday night. And on the aviational weather deck, excellent flying weather in store through the near and short-term periods. VFR conditions prevailing. High pressure will dominate weather feature. There will be hardly a cloud in the sky, and it will be bone dry. The northeasterly wind will prevail early under 10 knots, and then by late afternoon and early this evening, the wind will become more southerly, southwesterly, and remain at around 10 knots. The wind may become very light from the west overnight tonight. The outlook is for VFR conditions to continue on Tuesday, Wednesday through Saturday, mostly VFR conditions. A small risk of thunderstorms as a cold front pushes through on Wednesday or Thursday, and then a return to VFR conditions on Friday. Right now, outside of Newark International, 74, dew point comfortable at 60, humidity 62%. The wind is light out of the north at 3. There's a few clouds at 25,000 feet, but otherwise VFR conditions in place. Philadelphia, same thing, 71 degrees, comfortable dew point at 60, humidity 68%. The wind is variable at 7 knots. A few clouds at 27,000 feet, otherwise VFR conditions in place. High-resolution rapid refresh model from Penn State Seawall site shows lots of sunshine around the region today, maybe a few high scattered clouds late this afternoon dissipating toward evening across the ridges and hills, valleys of northwestern New Jersey and the Poconos. The showers and thunderstorms weakening as they approach this air mass here in place, but this is part of the cold front and low pressure system moving in towards the Great Lakes region. And this area will be moving through the region by Wednesday night. And winds are turning around to the southwest. Temperatures today getting into the 80s. Cooler onshore flow developing in the afternoon with the sea breeze front developing right along the coastal waters here, keeping temperatures cooler into the mid and upper 70s. Quite delightful. Latest NAMWRF composite reflectivity forecast from Penn State's eWall site. Lots of sunshine around, some high scattered clouds too. You can see the marine air mass in place as high pressure builds over the top of us and then moves offshore, keeping us in a nice, pleasant atmosphere today with winds shifting around to the west, southwest, a few clouds over the hills, but generally mostly sunny everywhere else. Temperatures in the 80s today and tomorrow, with the exception of mid and upper 70s with sea breeze fronts both afternoons. Now, by the time we get to Wednesday afternoon, more clouds will be increasing to our west, but we find isolated shower or thunderstorm as a cold front attempts to move through the area, and it will be weakening as it does so, but a little bit drier air coming in just behind it. The winds will be more from the land to the ocean on Wednesday afternoon, so that means the coastal regions will continue to warm up into the 80s during the afternoon on Wednesday too. Today we're going to use the Canadian model guidance, high pressure and control across the region, and it will be so as we continue to find Cristobal by tomorrow, venturing to the north and northeast and being steered out by this upper trough and cold front, which would be approaching the mid-Atlantic coast states and probably dying out a little bit as it approaches during the day on Wednesday and Wednesday evening. And this trough axis here will continue to divert the Cristobal out into the Atlantic. High surf swells, as we mentioned, will be a problem right along the immediate coastline. The front will come through the region, and then we have nearly a zonal flow from west to east across the region on Thursday, and this will be early Thursday morning, so minoring out any major shower or thunderstorm activity during this time frame. The front will tend to stall with high pressure beginning to build in across the region once again to the north, and more disturbances in the flow here across the mid and southeastern Atlantic coast states. And we're going to have fine weather for Thursday and Friday, but then toward the weekend, as the high moves offshore, more moisture will be advected in from off the ocean and to our south and west, and that will increase the cloud cover and also the possibility for showers around the region as a secondary cold front makes its way through the region by Sunday afternoon or Sunday evening. This would be for the holiday weekend here, and this could be producing generally fair weather across most regions, but certain regions to the north and south may see an increase of shower and thunderstorms, and then as the front moves through the region, more clouds and showers and thunderstorms are likely for late Sunday night and Monday, and more high pressure begins to build in across the region. This is now going to be probably either Tropical Storm Dolly or Hurricane Dolly, and the Canadian model is showing this to be moving in towards the Gulf Coast as we have another deep trough here in the southeastern Canadian provinces here, and a west to east flow, a zonal flow across the region, and diverting this will be a disconnect between the two. At least what the Canadian model says is that this storm system will get into the southeastern United States as opposed to Cristobal, because it will miss the trough axis here across the mid and northeastern Atlantic coast states and southeastern Canada. We'll just have to watch for this because this is way out into the future by the middle and later part of next week, the first full week of September 2014. So absolutely get outside and enjoy this fine weather today, tomorrow, and Wednesday as well. We'll be back in video form forecast discussion tomorrow morning on Tuesday. For Garden State Weather and GardenStateWeather.blogspot.com, I'm forecaster Robert Smith. You make it a spectacular Monday.